Ambisha Manjal, Senior Journalist with Food Ingredients First. Joining me today is Jose Maria Hernandez, the Global Marketing Manager of Vitamins at dsm-firmenich. dsm-firmenich recently received EFSA approval for its vitamin D3 metabolite high D for use in all animal species, including aquatic species. It's a pleasure to have you with us, Jose.
Thank you, Ambisha. Thank you for the invitation.
Now, my first question is, what does the EFSA approval mean for dsm-firmenich's animal nutrition strategy going forward?
Good. First of all, this EFSA approval confirms once again the recognized safety and efficacy of high D, it's a vitamin D3 metabolite, more active vitamin D3 metabolite, not only in poultry, swine, and ruminants, which were applications that had been already approved years ago, but also now in aquatic animals and all other animal species. That means that all animals, terrestrial and aquatic animals, can use now high D and enjoy the benefits. Also important to highlight is that this approval is only for 25-hydroxy produced in a certain way. We are using a specific yeast strain, and this is what has been approved, making high D the only 25-hydroxy D3 source that can be used in the market. Certainly, this is something that will help our customers basically enjoying those benefits, and also not only in the EU, but also in the UK, for instance, which is also in parallel running the same process, but also in all the other countries worldwide which are following the EU legislation. And the last point is that after EFSA scientific opinion, there is a period of time when the EU Commission basically will implement the new approval. That basically will take few months, and we expect that January 2026, everybody will be able to use high D in aquatic species.
Great, thanks for sharing. How does the inclusion of aquatic species impact seafood supply chains and the broader F&B industry?
Well, aquaculture, I would like to say that is one of the growing applications. So I would say that in terms of protein, source of protein for human consumption, aqua is the area where we expect a higher growth and for that purpose, for that reason, it's making vital to global nutrition and food security. So this is something key to highlighting the importance of aqua. Our strategy is basically very much aligned with the food and beverages push for traceable and more sustainable inputs, ingredients in our case. And we have some good examples, like, for instance, Veramaris algal oil, a sustainable source of omega-3, EPA, and DHA. And for instance, the development of single-cell proteins derived from microbial fermentation. These are alternatives that basically will reduce dependency on wild-caught fish meal and fish oil, so reducing also the pressure on aquatic systems, and also allowing the global supply chain to have quality and consistent products available for that purpose. We believe also that from a marketing perspective, we have a very nice narrative, which we believe is highly important for environmental conscious consumers and retailers based on data, and also, of course, reinforcing the role of seafood as a key element in responsible food systems.
That's very interesting. And how does high D support clean label goals and transparency, which are increasingly desirable attributes in food production?
Well, I would say that there are three key elements, in my opinion, that will help these clean label goals. First of all, simplicity, because as mentioned before, high D is the trademark of this metabolite, D3 metabolite. And again, it's coming from this process where a specific strain of a yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, blah, 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 with a code with 6 digits, is basically the only approved source. And that means traceability. That means that it's not only the effect of the molecule, but full traceability is guaranteed. And also with a minimal processing of the ingredient, basically targeting to improve food safety. So in our minimal processing is basically getting rid of impurities to make sure that the product contains the approved ingredient. Second point is naturalness, because it's coming from a yeast as a naturally derived nutrient. And the third point is transparency. So with the validation of EFSA, scientific and regulatory authorities, this is a long process. very detailed with a lot of challenges, and this is what is guaranteeing that the industry basically has available a really good and very well-studied ingredient.
Mm-hmm. Are you seeing more collaboration between dsm-firmenich and food manufacturers around animal health in general?
Yes, and not only animal health, we have, I mean, some key priorities. Animal health and welfare is one of those priorities. Also, reducing the environmental impact of production. It's a second point, but also a third one, which I think that is very much linked to the other two, improving meat quality and reducing food waste, which is highly important for the industry. This is something that we want to tackle with innovative nutritional solutions and emerging digital technologies. This is what in our industry or in our company we call precision services. An example, for instance, of it is precision microbiome modulation that together in animals, that together with big data will help us and help our customers to predict and mitigate potential animal health issues like diseases like coccidiosis in poultry, which is highly relevant. This is a service that is called Verax in our company. And of course, once you try to mitigate, we have interventions based on feed additives like Heidi, which basically will support animal health. And therefore, for instance, it will help customers or farmers reduce the use of antibiotics and tackle this great issue that is microbial resistance.
That's very interesting for us to know. What is next for the company in animal nutrition that could shape the future of food?
Well, we are working in many areas of development, but something that highly, I mean, is basically important for all of them is what we consider a smarter and more sustainable animal nutrition. We try to develop new molecules that will help our customers, farmers, but also the whole food chain and finally consumers. We are doing that. I mean, we are targeting animal health, again, reducing the environmental impact, as mentioned before, with data-driven tools. It's not only based on generic information that we might find in tables, and supporting the transparency in the food chain. There are some specific innovations in gut health, feed efficiency, digital monitoring, which will help producers, farmers to meet the growing demands that for responsible and traceable food systems. Highly important also that we try to do this in combination. We try to combine better productivity with better sustainability, because we have to make sure that also living of our farmers, I mean, it's guaranteed, so that there are activities that will make them stay in the business, and because this is the best way to have a sustainable long-term, let's say, business, and therefore effect in the food chain.